Greetings, I'm Sequoia, and I'm here again today with food. Yes, I've been enjoying eating since my 40-day juice cleanse has been over. So I wanted to share with you today a simple superfood smoothie bowl that I started making, and I'm finding it delicious. The wonderful thing about this smoothie bowl is the ingredients that you put in it can be whatever you're feeling like you want to eat. That would be fruit and different superfoods. So first, remember to subscribe and subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave me a comment. Let me know if you try your own version of this and if you liked it and what you put in it. I'd love to hear about it. So before my 40-day juice cleanse, I, for a few years, had a morning ritual of having a smoothie. And I had an array of ingredients, and my thinking process was to put as many nutrients in this smoothie that my body needed for the day. And over the years, those nutrients got more and more. I started adding all the superfoods to it. And so the smoothie got dense. And it was a dense, nutrient-dense smoothie. And at one point I decided to, the other thing before I say that, I want to say that when I make food and when I put things together, I don't usually follow a measuring system. So I'm usually not using like add a tablespoon of this or a teaspoon of this. I'm doing it by feeling. So like when I'm working with these smoothies, I am usually looking at what the serving size is of something, and then I'm usually putting that amount into it, or half that amount, or I'm just feeling into whatever I end up putting in there. So I had a lot of different superfood ingredients, basically. And that smoothie got really thick, and I decided one day though to track the calories, and I was just curious. And I was so surprised when I found out that smoothie was enough calories to sustain me for 3 meals. And I was kind of shocked to realize that, or to think how I had not really been hungry for the rest of the day from eating these smoothies, and that smoothie was kind of feeling it. But it wasn't balanced, and something needed to shift, even though I don't think my body was processing all of that just at one time. And then I was running low on energy at certain parts of the day because I wasn't nourishing myself at a regular interval through the day. So nevertheless, when I went into the 40-day juice cleanse, I had smoothie ingredients in my cupboard. So when I came out of the 40-day juice cleanse, other than superfoods in my cupboard and fruit in my refrigerator and some spices, I didn't have any groceries. That was it. The cupboard was just that. So I needed to go grocery shopping, but before I did that, I needed to eat. And the idea was to eat some whole fruit, and I started with the whole fruit for a couple of days, and then I had opened up the cupboard, and something caught my attention, and I smelled it. And when I smelled that particular smell, I was like, oh, I have these superfood ingredients. I could add those to the whole fruit, right? And so I didn't know what I was doing, but I ended up taking some of those ingredients, which were Vitamineral Greens, some sea moss, flax seeds ground up into a fine meal. Also was Goji Berry powder, in addition to turmeric powder, and OM Chaga powder. And I'm trying, and the Damiana cardamom, and I think it's Lulu's or Lily's Damiana Cardamom powder. So I had those things in there and I thought, okay, why don't I take a little bit of this and, add it together, ground up the flax seeds into a fine meal and then add a little bit of water and make it into a drizzle. So I did that. And of course, I had some organic raspberries and some organic blueberries. So in that mixture, I also took a half cup of organic raspberries and a half cup of organic blueberries and added those to the mixture and blended that with the flax meal and the Damiana cardamom and the goji berry and the turmeric and the sea moss and the Vitamineral Greens. So I blended all that together and it made this drizzle with water. So it wasn't watery and it wasn't super thick. It was light. And then I chopped up an apple and then took a couple more raspberries and some more blueberries and put all of that into a bowl and then put the drizzle over it. Okay, so then I sat down, I got present, and it smelled amazing. And I looked at it, and I didn't know what it was going to taste like. I didn't sample it. So then I took the first bite. It was so amazing. I was blown away. It was beyond amazing. So anyways, that's what I did. It was those ingredients with raspberry, blueberry, apple, and whole fruit in a bowl. So today I've gotten a little bit more fancy with it and I've added a couple more things to it. I've added some shredded coconut. I've added some goji berries, and in the actual mixture, I kept it mostly the same, but I did add a little teeny bit of homemade almond milk. So it's maybe like a tablespoon of homemade almond milk, water, and then the same ingredients. So I'm going to taste this here. We're going to see what this tastes like. So I'm going to first ground in. I always like to ground in before I eat and get present. My tendency with eating is to be quick, to inhale my food without presence, to not chew it, to eat it so fast and then be done with it, and then to move on without giving any time for digestion. So since I'm done with this 40-day juice detox cleanse, I am choosing to reprogram my food eating patterns by slowing down, getting present, tuning into my body to see how I'm feeling. So when I check in right now, I've had a juice today, I've had water, I've had tea. This is the first chewing meal that I've had. So I do feel like I'm ready to eat, but I'm letting myself get present, and I'm going to take 3 deep breaths here. And then I'm going to give thanks for this food. So, all the people that worked on growing and cultivating this food and transporting it to the local farmers markets and the local food co-op where I go to get the food. All the employees at those places who are, working to maintain and, keep the stocks shelved and to keep this food there so that, we can go and eat this food. also to giving thanks to the earth for growing this food and all of the food that the earth provides us, the whole amazing foods that are the medicine and the nourishment that we need to keep us in perfect balance, to give and feed ourselves with the life and the light that it needs for sustenance and nourishment and growth and healing. All of that, it can be provided from our food, from the way that we eat our food, how we connect and give thanks for our food, and also to the light that shines on the food, that brings life, that grows life. So I give thanks for the food, and I didn't mix it all together before I took a picture of it. So one thing that I'll say too is, with the combination of ingredients, sometimes it can, turn out colors that are perhaps look less than appetizing. Like this has turmeric in it, so it definitely has a greenish, it has turmeric and Vitamineral Greens and Goji Berry powder, which together give it this sort of yellowish, greenish, brown color. So, but I eat by feeling and sensation like that. So my food doesn't always have to visually look amazing. It's fun for me as an artist to play and make food art, but for the most part, it is more about, the taste, the texture, and how I feel with it. So, when you are exploring your own recipe version of this, just realize that sometimes the colors can, come out. I don't know if you can see this, but it's definitely like yellowish, greenish, brown. Okay, here we go. I can taste the flax really strongly in this one, and it's giving it an earthy texture or an earthy flavor to it, but it's also sweet, but it's a pleasant, mild sweet. It's good. It's interesting because I use mostly the same things, with the exception of adding the coconut flakes and the small amount of almond milk and the goji berries. Yet from yesterday to today, it has a different flavor. And I love that, how minor variations of something can create a difference in, in flavor and even in texture. The raspberry also comes out very strong as well, and the raspberries taste amazing. They were fresh, they were local, and the raspberries are amazing. So this is the simple superfood smoothie, and I encourage you to have some raspberry in my teeth. Okay. So I encourage you to try your own version of it. Get superfoods. There's so many options. You don't have to use the options that I use, like the sea moss and, the Damiana cardamom and the sea moss, Vitamineral Greens, Damiana cardamom, turmeric, Goji Berry. You don't have to use those. There's so many others. You could use matcha. You could use, cacao powder. You could use. There's so many things. If you go into your either natural food store, your food co-op, and I don't know because I haven't been in a Safeway or something in a long time. So I'm sure though that there is an area within those stores where they do have superfoods. I feel like right now in this time, they're kind of all over. It's easy to find them, like the gingers. Yeah, so and there'll be an area where you'll find, usually in a health area within that grocery department will have, a health area where you'll find the superfoods, and sometimes they'll come in a bag. Nativas is a brand that has a lot of different superfood, like hemp seeds. They also sell like chia seeds, the flax. So I encourage you to explore a little bit. There's so many different things that could be done with this, like adding oats. And I would be super excited to see what you create and what what you enjoyed, what you liked. So I'm gonna go enjoy this bowl of food now in my space and let myself take it in and be fully aware of what I'm doing. But thank you for tuning in, and until next time, blessings and peace. Awesome. All right, now to click off the live, I gotta come all the way over here to the camera. Take care.